Hey guys, it is currently Friday afternoon after work. I got some Taco Bell ready to roll to our weekly tournament here at Tabletop Village, the local game shop I use to play competitively at. This is the Miraidon Revenge Tour. So after I eat dinner, because there's really no food breaks for tournaments, they're like 2 to 3 hours long, so I have to eat a little early. So after dinner, I'm gonna start this Miraidon Revenge Tour. I don't have any ace specs because it's post-rotation, but I mean I do. I have a prime catcher at home, but that's staying in the binder. But I do have a little bit of changes. I added Baby Miraidon and Heavy Baton. I added a Super Rod and some other goodies here and there. So I did some deck tests on live yesterday, so we'll see how I actually fare. I tried to do an emphasis on Iron Hands and build up Roaring Moon and Miraidon at the same time when he's knocked out, so we'll see if it actually works and see if my strategies bode well for me. Let's get going, and let's see if this new chicken cantina stuff is actually good. Alright guys, I'm here at Tabletop Village. Taco Bell was very okay. Don't get the cantina burrito. I don't know how long it's been in there. I gotta go pay for parking, but let's go ahead and head in the store and see what they have. Alright, so currently 0-2. Round 1 was pretty close. It was against Giratina Lost Box. It was down to the wire. We both had 2 prize cards left. They Roxanned me, so I had to draw 2 and they drew 6, I believe. And I couldn't recover from that, and I passed on my attack because they had Sableye active and Giratina V-Star all built up in the bench. And they were probably going to most likely retreat and knock me out anyways, or if I knocked out their Sableye because I didn't have bosses on me, which was back into my deck because of Roxanne, they would have knocked me out afterwards too. And round 2 was against Charizard. I'm still struggling with Charizard. I had Iron Hands all built up, and then I had the Heavy Baton. And the Heavy Baton, I got whisked away, so I couldn't even get anything out. The first match, Heavy Baton and Miraidon, Baby Miraidon was in my active spot, so I was able to build up Iron Hands really quickly. That's like one of the few things I did while testing on live, and I was able to apply it in real life, so it works. It works. I only run one of them, so it's kind of rough to do. Alright, rounds 3 and 4, back-to-back. Ancient boxes. I had no idea how to play those single prize cards where they self-mill. It's really difficult to kind of gauge what they do, especially when you don't have a game plan against them. Can I say I lost pretty quickly on the first one because my opponent, I had like no one on the bench. I only had 2 cards and he took me out in like round 3 or 4. The other ancient box round, that one lasted a lot longer, and we came down to like 3 minutes, but he ended up winning because he's just those mill moves where you just stack up the discarded ancient Pokemon really do a big number on you. He had like over 13 like ancient cards in his deck, so he was able to do big damage. If you're enjoying this content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content in the future. Back to the video. Round 5 was Charizard. Now that one was really close too. I actually almost won that one. We both had 2 prize cards. He ended up getting the better hand. I had to use 2 bosses orders and couldn't really win it at the end of that one. And then round 6, it's my first win. And I didn't really, it was like a Chi-Yu Snorlax stall. That one was interesting to play against, so I very curious to see what we do next time against that, or how I would play it, because they had a Mimikyu and a Snorlax in there, but I was luckily able to build up Iron Hands and 2-hit his Chi-Yu. He took his Chi-Yu away, bosses ordered it back in, and then that sealed the game for me. I also got a prize pack. We're gonna open that back up at home. So 1 in 6 or 1 in 5 for the Miraidon Revenge Tour. Guys, I think I might have to change my deck. Okay, so it's actually a couple days after the tournament. I completely forgot I got a prize pack. I got this through a random drawing, so you can actually win prizes through like random entry. They have like a little duck race. They input everyone's names on a duck, and then whoever wins that little duck race wins pack. It's like the top 3 people or something, top 5. I think I was the last pick, so I was lucky enough to get one at the end of the tournament, because obviously didn't make top cut, didn't win, didn't place 1, 2, or 3, but I'll take it. Let's see what's in Prize Pack Series 4. We got Beach Court, Emergency Jelly, Archeops, Fighting, Ground, Stone, Energy. Oh hey! And Noivern EX. I'll take it. And yeah, another energy. I got double fighting. I think this is my second ever like double rare or up prize pack card, so that's pretty nice. Alright, it's Wednesday, so I'm here on my Miraidon Revenge Tour. I added 2 cards. I added a Baton Pass and Iron Hands EX. We'll see if it actually works. And let's get started, I guess. Maybe we'll do better than 1 in 5. Okay, so currently 0 in 1. It's an interesting story. I had Snorlax Doll in my hand, but no other basic Pokemon, and it turned out we were given extra time because the judge had to research my starting hand to see if I was legal to play Snorlax Doll without any other basic Pokemon. Turns out I was, but extra time didn't matter. I ended up losing to a Charizard deck. It came out very confusing. I was able to build up Roaring Moon quickly and, you know, cause a little bit of confusion and panic. Blow for blow, I took out his Charizard, he took out my Roaring Moon with the Charmander, because, you know, self-damage. And then he proceeded to just do like really good playthrough on like knocking my Pokemon out 1 by 1. It's the timely prime catchers and boss's orders is what really did me in early in the game. Okay, so 0 in 2. It was one of the opponents I faced last week. He was playing Ancient Box. This time he's playing Ancient to Dunsparce, which is really cool. Basically same thing, but to Dunsparce. Added in. It was really close. He actually inspired me to add a second Iron Hands into my Roaring Miraidon deck, which proved to be very useful for this fight. So it was really close, right to the bitter end. I had 2 prize cards remaining. He had 1. I owned him twice. I used Prime Catcher. I had to retreat one of my full Iron Hands. I had to discard all the energy and build up my other one slowly. But by the time I built up the other one, or was ready to build him up, just 1 energy away, he pulled out a card and he was able to retreat, or it's either, yeah, he retreated and put in his other Roaring Moon, his baby Roaring Moon, and knocked me out for 200 something damage because he boss's ordered my Mew, which I used to keep using restart late in the game, because when I prime catchered him, he couldn't pull any cards, so I was able to stall the game a little bit as I was slowly building up my new Iron Hands. 1 and 2. Got my first win on a bye. So here I am. I'm probably gonna look at the cards and not buy anything. We'll see. 1 and 3. It was against Arceus V-Star. I still struggle with that deck. I couldn't set up fast enough. I set up way too late in the game, and I just couldn't build up quick enough. I couldn't get Roaring Moon. I couldn't get Iron Hands built up. Miraidon was way too late, so luck of the draw for me. Is it too dark? All right, finished my last match. I won. My opponent was playing Lost Box Garantina. Unfortunately, they couldn't pull anything, so I was able to secure the win because they scooped early. I had Iron Hands say "Thank you very much" twice, and they decided that was it. So let's go home. I end the day 2 and 3. I think so. Alrighty. Alright guys, it's my 3rd tournament for the Revenge Tour. We'll see how far I get before probably reverting back to kind of what I started out with in Miraidon. But as you saw, I just opened up a mystery slab pack and got this really cool Garchomp. It's alt art. It's full art, alt art card. This is my 2nd slab ever. It's really cool. I usually don't buy slabs, so I'm very excited about this. And of course I got Hero's Cape to add on to my deck. We'll see if it actually works, because I'm going to try to tank some hits against some Charizards. We'll see how far I can actually get. Maybe put that on either Iron Hands or Miraidon to do some damage, or I could add this to Regieleki VMAX if I put him back into my deck. Let's get rolling. I guess I should probably open the pack too, so let's see what we get. Maybe another Iono? No hits in that pack, but I'm super psyched about this. I totally forgot this was a card. I pretty much skipped Astral Radiance, so very nice pickup for me. Okay, so I went back to Regieleki VMAX. I'm going to actually try to use them on my bench when I really need to, when it matters. I also added back in the counter catcher so I can swap in my opponents a little more frequently if I'm going to play the long game and get knocked out first. So wish me luck. Oh, I guess I should mention, I took out Morty's Conviction, Iron Hands EX, and Nestball. I didn't use Morty's Conviction quite nearly enough, and the people I played, they played very slowly when setting up their bench, so I should probably take a page out of the book and probably do that myself. I haven't used Morty's Conviction too much myself. I'm not really too concerned about it. Took out Nestball since I took out a baby Miraidon, and I took out another Iron Hands. Yes, it's nice to have 2 Iron Hands. Maybe I should find a different card. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm actually going to take out 1 Heavy Baton, and I'm going to put Iron Hands EX in. I think I'll live if a Heavy Baton is in the prize pool. I think I need 2 Iron Hands, just to really beef myself up. Maybe I could throw in a different tool. Maybe a future Booster Energy Capsule. We'll see. Okay, first match of the day, 0-1. I lost so quickly. It was Raging Bolt Palkia V-Star. All I had was Baby Miraidon up in the active. I whiffed immediately, couldn't pull anything for 2 turns. Then after the game, I kept drawing, and it wasn't until 5 cards in I pulled an Arven, so it's doomed from the start. And then even when we did a rematch, because we still had 25 minutes remaining, I lost again because I whiffed so hard again. On to the next one.
Can I do a Greninja box?
0-2.
Like, is that a play I can possibly do?
Ancient box. This is probably the closest ancient box match I ever had. It was. I literally needed one more prize card. Couldn't quite pull through. Regieleki VMAX came in late game, super helpful. He just kept picking me off one by one. He had a great tusk to mill my deck in the beginning of the game. That was super killer. He took out a second Iron Hands, he took out Boss's Orders, he took out Arven twice. So I had a hard time recovering. I didn't think I could get it this close, but I managed to pull back. Literally so much fun. I'm making so much progress against this deck. So regionals, I think I'll be ready by then to run this archetype of Miraidon. 1 and 2 this time. I got a win, you know, somewhat early in the tournament, like midway. It was against Chin Pao with a Iron Hands to start. I was luckily able to build up my Iron Hands quickly because I had Baby Miraidon up in the active. 2 turns, Iron Hands built up, had the Heavy Baton early, put it on him, put Roaring Moon on the bench, put Regie V on the bench, built them up, turned V to VMAX, put a Hero Escape on him, so 410 HP. Roaring Moon was built up when Iron Hands got knocked out. My other Miraidon with XP share got all 3 energy on him too. Yes, all around good. Good, it was in my favor. Unfortunately, my opponent had Iron Hands up front and couldn't do anything, couldn't switch it out early enough for their second turn attack. They loaded up their Iron Hands with 4 water energy, that was really scary, but then they had to retreat it just to get their active Chin power. On to round 4. Finished the night 1 and 4. Last 2 rounds I lost. The last one was I think it was a ancient. No, it was a Lasso. Lasso and Giratina, and the last match was Arctina, which I also lost. Met some new people, made some cool friends, and no top 8 for me. All right, guys, it's my 3rd time. I think it's my 3rd time doing the Miraidon Revenge Tour at Tabletop Village. Got this Prime Catcher, but not for me, it's for my buddy Diego, because he called in and asked to reserve it. It's the last one. I also saw this came out and I caved and I bought it. 60 bucks, so I'm gonna rip this open later when I get home and see what we get. This should probably be its own video, but I'm gonna lump it in this tournament vlog for those of you lucky viewers if you made it this far into it. So still running Miraidon, Roaring Miraidon with 1 Iron Hands and 1 Regieleki V. It did pretty decent the last round, so I'm gonna try to workshop it more. I'm gonna try to play a bit slower into getting my bench, and then I'm gonna try to be a little more aggressive with doing a first attack with Miraidon, and try not to focus on Iron Hands too much if I'm facing like 220 HP Pokemon. I realized I'm kind of playing a little too fast, building out my bench too fast, and then they're doing like Boss's Orders or Prime Catcher on me way too early. So yeah, let's get rolling.
This doesn't leave, it'll be fine. The set should be here.
Oh, and 1 to start. It's a trend. It's against Lugia V-Star, which I had a type advantage. However, I just bricked like every turn. I had 1 electric generator. I got maybe 1 energy and put it on one of my Miraidons. Just couldn't pull anything. Arven couldn't really do much for me because I needed to put people on my bench with an S-ball. Yeah, he knocked me out with his final move by building up his Minccino. I used special energy and hit me for 350. On to the next one. Take a guess. I mulliganed and then pretty much bricked my hand, pulled Baby Miraidon, no one on my bench. Opponent went second. They were playing, it's my guy Harry, he was playing Lost Box. Pulled Chloressa's Experiment, and he played Cramray on the bench, and Miraidon said night-night. Yeah, that was really quick, so we kind of just talked for the rest of the match. Let's keep on moving. 0, 2, and 1. My first tie ever against a Snorlax stall that used cloth. So every time I attacked him, he knocked off an energy. I had no idea how to play it, so I just kept drawing and stalled. I played Hand Trimmer on him. He had like a huge 15+ card hand, back down to 5 cards, and he played Iono late game, and he said, "You just want ID? You want to draw?" I said, "Please." 1, 2, and 1. First win of the night, it was against Charizard. My first ever win against a Charizard. It was down to the wire. But my opponent literally had 1 prize card left, and I squeaked by. I used Devolution, knocked out their Charizard. Roaring Moon came in to help really early in the game, put some damage counters early on some other Pokemon. Just one by one, just lucky draws, I guess, for me, and bad draws for my opponent. On to the final round. 1 and 3 and 1. I fell to another Charizard. I thought I had a chance, but unfortunately, my baby Miraidon knocked out their Cleffa, which you would think is good on like the first turn. Except I forgot to draw the prize card, that 1 prize card, and that ended up costing me because when I played Iono, my opponent noticed I didn't draw a prize card, and I was like, oh, I did not do that. So I ended up getting a 2 prize penalty out of that. So they ended up winning pretty early in the match. I had Iron Hands already. I had like Boss's Orders and Counter Catcher ready to go, but that didn't matter because just 1 knockout in my Iron Hands and they took like all of my prize cards. Not bad. I won against Charizard. I got better against Charizard overall. Didn't play any ancient boxes, so it's the final match we'll see before LA. Back home. 1, 3, and 1. I'm gonna open Mask of Change, and let's get to it. All right, we ripped it all open pretty quickly. So I pulled Dragapult, Water Ogerpon, I think they're playing baseball. Like, yeah, like MLB The Show. And this nice little Chansey card. Focus. And then Coral. So I only pulled 3. Coral pulled 6 cards. We got, I think, Graplin? Applin? You know, the new one? Luxray. Regular Ogerpon. Legacy Energy. Don't know what that means. Full Art Palafin. Really cool. And this Okidogi. No parent for us, but you know, I'll save that for when the English set arrives, because there's a pre-release tournament next week as of this recording, and I'm probably going to that. I literally don't buy Japanese cards, but this was $60 and it was right in front of me. I thought, why not? Treat yourself. I did awful. So I didn't do amazing with my Roaring Miraidon or Miraidon Revenge Tour. However, by the end of my 4th day, I actually learned so much about it, and the cards I added I think are really helpful. I thought about running Luxray V in the deck, but the more playtesting I did, it wasn't really viable. I'd have to take someone else out. I'd have to take another Pokemon out or another tool card. I think I'm gonna run with it. So I'll have my full deck list in the description below. But yeah, LA Regionals, that's coming up soon. Like next week as of this recording, or I guess the following weekend of this recording, by the time this uploads. Are you gonna be at LA Regionals? Comment down below if you are. I was supposed to go to Portland Regionals, however, if you guys have followed my channel before, might have known I was unable to make that one, unfortunately. But this one, for sure, I got my plane ticket booked, I got hotel accommodations all ready to go, we got some fun videos planned in the future, so this week I'm just going to dedicate to preparing for LA. Thanks again for watching, my name is Kevin TCG, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.